Hey everybody, I am here to do my assignment number 2 for the VHC. If you don't know what the VHC is, I'm going to leave a link down below so you can go check it out. All my homeschool friends and family, you need to go check this out because there are a lot of homeschoolers that are networking here and it is wonderful. There's no requirements to join. You either have to add your blog or add your vlog to the assignment and it's super easy. This week's assignment is on naysayers, and whew, yeah, I'm sure we have all ran into naysayers. I ran into one just recently at the polls. On August 31st here in Florida, we had our primaries, and walked in, and back in July I had jury duty, and now at jury duty here at least in our county, you can register to vote, you can change your political group, whatever you call it, change your address, do all kinds of stuff. So in July, I changed from a Democrat to a Republican because when I registered to vote back in 1989, 88, 89, I don't know, pick a date. To be able to, back then, most people were Democrats. So in order to vote in our primaries, you needed to be a Democrat because you can only vote for your party here in the state of Florida. Well, that's all changed now, and everybody's now Republicans, or a lot of people are. That's where most of the runoffs are, or primaries are now. So I wanted to change to Republican so I would have a chance to vote for the people that I wanted to vote for. Well, I walk in, and this was in June, because it's not been recent. And now that's 2 months. 2 months, and I had it at the beginning of June, so it's almost 3 months. And they didn't have my name in the registration. Really? I have lived in the same house for 13 years. So she said, I need your ID. So I handed her my ID, and she proceeds to call out my name loudly in the whole place. And to me, voting is like the library. You need to be quiet because people are concentrating on what they're voting for. Of course, there's not very many people in there whenever we went at 9:30 in the morning, but still, there were people in there voting. And then she calls out my birth date, the entire birth date, loudly. I'm not ashamed of my age, but I don't need everybody in the world to know my birth date, okay? Anyway, that's nothing about homeschool. But the lady sitting next to her, she looks at my boys and she says, "What, are y'all skipping school?" I looked at her because I was already irritated with this one. I looked at her and I said, "No, we homeschool." "Oh," she says, "I was just giving them a hard time." Really? You have never met these children before in your life. How do you know that giving them a hard time is not going to offend them or upset them or what have you? My mama always taught me if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. So anyway, after this lady proceeded to call out my address, my date of birth, my name, "Oh, I found you, here we go." And then she prints out, or she gives me my ticket to go over to the ballot. And anyway, to say the least, I was very irritated with the whole election process that day. Never had a problem with it in the last 12 years. But this day, because I've changed my political party from Democrat to Republican almost 3 months ago, they don't have me in the system anymore. That doesn't make any sense to me at all. So, anyway, we voted. We got to the office, and my suburb of the town that we live in, we have a Facebook page. We don't. They do. So I get on Facebook and I say, just an FYI to all poll workers, and I proceeded to tell them that we homeschoolers take major offense to anybody asking us if our children are skipping school. Well, I got a whole bunch of "you go mamas" replies, and then one lady said, "Oh, I don't even think about homeschooling, so I probably would have offended you also." Well, just keep your mouth shut. If you don't, like I said, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. So anyway, then I also put it on my regular Facebook, just so that all my friends would know. I have a lot of friends now that homeschool here in town. When I was homeschooling my daughter a few years ago, hardly anybody that I knew of. There was one family in church that were, kind of elitist. They homeschooled and they did everything perfectly. So you couldn't really talk to them. Because I'm just a good old Southern girl that, I'll talk to, other than being shy, I will talk to anybody and get along with anybody. I am not one of these elitists that's, I'm better than you because I homeschool my children. And that's what this family reminded me of back then. So we didn't have very many homeschool families that I knew of. So I would get well, what about her PE? What are you doing about that? Well, my child is a competition dancer, and she's at the dance studio 6 to 7 days a week. I think she's getting and she's there for 2 to 3 hours a night. So I'm thinking that she's getting enough physical education there. Yeah. And with that, she's also getting enough socialization. Yeah. She learned how to be nice to other dance studios. She learned how to be competitive. She had, of course, all the teenage things. I'm mad at you this week, but not, I'm mad at you today, but not tomorrow type things that she had to deal with. She dealt with all of that. I don't get that question so much with my boys, either one of them, the physical education or the socialization. My husband did yesterday. My middle child had a pizza party and games, which I thought was board games at church. When I picked him up, they were playing volleyball, they were playing dodgeball, they were playing basketball, they were playing badminton, and then they had a few board games out, but not much. And there was probably 50 teenagers there, I would think, if not more. So, and he was wringing wet with sweat. So he had a lot of physical education that day. But anyway, at lunch, my husband goes, "Well, I'm glad he's doing this because that gives him his socialization." And I went, "What did you just say?" That S word is like a cuss word to homeschoolers. And he was just joking. But anyway, I don't get a whole lot of those questions because there's a lot more homeschool families in the church now than used to be. The main ones that I get are strangers. we'll go to the grocery store. I usually go to Publix or, Publix to order the kids' birthday cakes. And, if they have a different special birthday cake, like an ice cream cake or something like that, then I'll go somewhere else. But typically it's Publix. And I do get the occasional, are you on your way to school? Yeah, we're on our way to school. We homeschool. But that's rarely, because we don't, pretty much when we leave the house, we go straight to the office. And I cannot tell you how many of my clients, or my husband's clients, that come in and they go, are you homeschooling? No, the boys are just sitting here on their computers, just goofing off all day, wherever. But these people are nice. But whenever I tell them, yes, I'm homeschooling, they go, oh, you are doing the right thing. I've had some that say, I want to find out more because I want to homeschool my child. So lately, since I've started homeschooling my boys, I have more of a positive reaction than a negative. Well, my alarm went off on my phone and the recording stopped. So I'm hoping that I will be able to learn how to edit and put two videos together today so that I can get this posted. But anyway, what I was saying at the very end was how I handle naysayers these days is, if they ask, are you skipping school? Are you on your way to school? Did you have a doctor's appointment? Blah, blah, blah. Is I just put on my best Southern Belle smile and say, we homeschool. And that kind of stops them in their tracks. And typically they go, oh, that's wonderful. But that's how I handle them these days. If I ever got the physical education, or if my children were obese, then number one, there could be a medical condition. People still should not ask you. Number two, there could be something that's going on with them that causes them to gain weight or whatever. Or number three, you could question me on that if you knew me well enough, but a stranger should not ask anything. But my children are all physically fit. Do my boys get enough exercise? No, I don't think so. But they get a lot now that we have the property. I still would like to see them do a little bit more, but we're working on that, because I think once we definitely have the homestead set up, that we can, my neighbor's out next door, we can teach them a lot more skills and stuff like that. So anyway, I hope everybody has a great day, and I hope I learn how to do this editing thing. I'm new to YouTube, and pretty much lately, since I started, whatever my video is, that's what it is. So now I've got two videos that I need to merge together. So that's going to be a challenge for me today. I think that's everything. I hope y'all have a great day. Bye.